talk about that. We're here in Denmark Street at the 12 Bar Club. Later tonight, Micki Free's playing. How are you, Micki?
Good, good. Glad to be in London and glad to see you again. After the Marquee, man, that was like when we were young.
Yeah, exactly. That was almost 20 years ago now. About 93, 94,
yeah, and I was about 12 and you were about 13.
That's right, absolutely right. Both still looking good.
Both of us.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And we've got a new album out, Tattoo Burn, which I have right here. Tattoo Burn, Cargo Records.
I'm proud of that one, actually. I mean, the last time that I was in England was in 2010 at Hyde Park.
Yeah.
You know, with Bill Wyman joining me on stage, 100,000 of my best friends. But we recorded the blues song by Hendrix.
So Red House. Yeah, fantastic.
So we put it on the record.
Yeah.
I think you're going to love it. It sounds really, really good.
And let's talk about Hyde Park Calling. It's an intimate show. Hyde Park Calling. You played about 3 times. It's a massive place. And how did you get that gig? Are you a fan of the Queen?
You know what? I'm not. I hope she treats neighbors better than the Americans do. But no, I mean, you know my history. You know, Grammy winner, blah blah blah, Crown of Thorns, and Hard Rock is the one they called me. You know, because I'm Native American. I work with Simmons Travel Florida, who owns the brand, and they asked me if I wanted to do a show in 2007. I think it was opening for Aerosmith. And you know, I love England, and Aerosmith's one of my favorite bands. Joe Perry is a good mate of mine, so I accepted it. I think the first year in 2007, we started off when I played, which was like 3 in the afternoon, 30,000.
Yeah.
So then we played in 2000, you know, 5 years, and so the crowd grew every year.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So the last year we played 2010. Stephen Van Zandt from Springsteen's band, who is my mate as well, as you know, introduced me to Bill Wyman, and Wyman joined me on stage. And last year was 100,000.
That was right. Yeah, there's a clip on YouTube, and it's pretty impressive to see.
Oh my God! And I mean, I don't know if the fans know this or not, but I know you do. My drummer is used to be with Lenny Kravitz, and of course she's Carlos Santana's wife, Cindy Blanc.
I didn't realize she was married to Carlos Santana.
She just married Carlos. Yeah,
fantastic.
I mean, for Tattoo Burn, you know, it's a blues record.
Yeah.
And that's what I wanted it to be. And when John said, you know, from Cargo, if you want to do a one-off at the 12 Bar Club, and I was like, where is that at? You know? Yeah. But I'm pleasantly surprised because it reminds me of CBGB's in New York.
Yeah, it's very similar, very similar.
And I love it, you know. I mean, Gene Simmons, when he discovered me, said one thing, you know, 10 or 10,000 in the same show.
Exactly, yeah.
The only thing weird for me is I'm traveling totally alone, no band, no nothing. So it's a bit strange.
So you played this band tonight before? Or?
There's no band. I'm just solo.
I'm
playing strictly solo. But it's a good story. I was at my friend's restaurant, Churros Pomodoro, and there was a bass player playing. I asked him if he wanted to play a couple songs. He accepted, and he's going to sit in tonight and on a couple songs.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, the rest is just going to be yours truly and a flying V, and that's it.
And some of the bass players, you just mentioned Bill Wyman, and that's a good friend to have in your mobile phone.
How weird is that? I mean, as we all know, you know, the Stones are like royalty in the UK, you know, and to have Bill Wyman as your friend is just ridiculous, especially to a guy like me who's idolized the Stones all your life.
Exactly.
You know, and then, you know, I had dinner with Bill last night or the night before, and he apologized because he can't come to the 12 Bar Club, you know, because he's going to look at colleges for his daughter. But I said, don't worry about it, Bill, don't worry about it. And then he turns around and says, close your eyes. I close my eyes, he gives me this limited edition copy of Classic Rock with Hendrix on it and signs it. So,
fantastic.
So I can't complain.
No, you can't. You can't. And with this new album, Tattoo Burn, and like you're friends with like Billy Gibbons from CC Top. And you don't mind me saying, like the title track is very much in the CC Top style.
Tattoo Burn.
Yeah.
The best story. Everyone thinks it's Billy playing.
Yeah.
It's me though. You know, and Billy's been a heavy influence on me. His style. I mean, my top guitar players, you know, Hendrix, of course. Yeah. Then it's Billy Gibbons, you know, then it's all the great blues players and Carlos Santana. But Billy, besides being a top-notch human being, his style is just amazing.
Yeah, exactly.
And I love that when someone says that because there is definitely.
And has he heard the track himself yet? Has he given you any comments?
Yeah, he heard it and he says, "Sounds a little bit like somebody I know." Just like that, you know. I said, "Who might that be?" Yeah, he loves it.
Fantastic, great.
And I think, you know, me and him were talking about it, and I said, "You can't have it from your record." But I'm proud of that one. Did you like Tattoo Burn as well?
Oh yeah, I love it. Yeah. It's a good little album, you know.
Yeah.
What other tracks are your favourites now?
My God, I really like Mojo Black Coffee.
Yeah.
Right. The harp player on that track, again, totally unknown. Brought him in at the last minute. And what I like about that one is it sounds very reminiscent of the old school blues. That's where I'm going actually on this record. You know, to my fans out there and to you, you know, it's never for me been about blazing on the neck of the guitar.
Yeah, yeah.
Really care less.
Yeah.
You know, I want people to get my songs, get where I'm coming from, and then I'll play a little blues for you and go that way.
And right, you just said that. And do you feel like too many guitars a day do play too fast and too willy diddly? Do you think like the blues is missing in many ways from today's music?
Yeah. In my humble opinion, and this is just my opinion, it's really a shame when like a fantastic classic rock, blues, progressive artist comes out, and then the press says new blues guitar player, 2 licks of blues, and then the rest. Well, it really has nothing to do with
Exactly, yeah, and it loses its feeling, doesn't it?
Loses its feeling. Thus, the song on my record called "There's a Hole in the Heart of the Blues." It's written about that whole thing. Yeah, about how the blues is suffering because the stupid media give everyone the label of blues.
Yeah.
Everyone.
Exactly.
And don't get me wrong, there's some brilliant players, and I'm not going to name any because I'll be pissed off, that can shred.
Yeah.
But like this one artist called Papa Chubby, who I love from New York. He says, shredding is not about fucking blues, man.
Yeah.
Me and Billy talk about it all the time, and Gene Simmons. 2 notes. And your story.
Yeah.
That's blues.
I think that's one of the strongest songs on the album, actually.
Which one?
The Hole in the Heart of Blues.
I think so. I love that song, and it's because the blues is crying, man, and so am I. Because give it a chance to be real and to be heard instead of.
And you have a lot of confidence in these albums. I noticed I've already had a little sneak preview of your set list tonight, and you're playing virtually the whole album tonight.
That's what I'm here for. I mean, to play Tattoo Burn, most of the songs off there, and there's a little number on there called 5 Minutes to Christmas that everyone's loved.
It's quite early in the year. You've got 8 months to go yet.
Now, let me explain to my audience, all right? Christmas can be any time as long as your baby's with you. She is Christmas, okay? So literally on that record, I'm talking about Santa, but it's really about 5 minutes of Christmas till your baby walks through in those platforms and those stilettos. 5 minutes.
I know exactly how it feels. Yeah, excellent.
Yeah.
And you've had quite a varied career over the years. Like you joined Shalimar at Terror, and so that's quite a successful career, and obviously the cult AOR band Crown of Thorns we talked about earlier.
Yeah.
And so, what sort of music do you really enjoy playing? Is it the blues, or are you open to all styles of music?
I love all styles. Let's get that straight. As you know, all styles. And listeners probably don't know this, but when I joined Shalimar, I gave them the biggest hit of all their career, which was Dancing in the Shoes.
Yeah.
That's when I won my Grammy for, and I'm still in the band.
Yeah, because you're touring with them this year, I believe. Yeah.
And Howard Hewitt's still my mate, love him to death. And I'm going to tour with Shalimar. And, I mean, as you know or may not know, I could funk like the best of them. Prince, I played and jammed with Prince all the time. And you're no slouch in these days when the drummer from Lenny Kravitz wants to play.
Exactly. Yeah.
And then Bill Wyman takes the stage. So you've got a little mojo, right?
But you just mentioned like Jimi Hendrix, one of your favourites. But who else do you listen to at home? Like, say, you played all these various bands, these styles of music.
But I'm serious. The only people that I really listen to is classic rock. Jimmy Page, ZZ Top, Joe Perry, and my mates, believe it or not. Old school, Robin Trower. I like old school blues.
Robin Trower's fantastic.
Of course. And if I really want to get down to it, and without Bill Wyman scolding me, he says, Micki, if you want to properly play the blues, he makes CDs for me of his favorite songs and gives them to me. Bill Wyman from the Rolling Stones, right?
Yeah.
And he, I've got to be honest with you, Bill educated me in a way no other could about the blues. His book, Bill Wyman's Blues Odyssey, amazing book. He's going back to the 20s.
Yeah.
Of real blues. And the biggest influence for this record was when Morgan Freeman saw me play, and he asked me to play at his clubs in Clarksdale, Mississippi called Ground Zero Blues Clubs. All the real deal. While I was there, I went to the Blues Museum and the Crossroads where Robert Johnson made the deal with the devil. Inspired me greatly. That's where Tattoo Burn came from that.
I think people often forget that blues is from the 1920s and the 30s.
No doubt.
Very old.
And they got to understand that while these cops are drowning us out.
She's here.
Hello. I will pay my bill. It's about the blues. It's not about anything but the blues, a feeling. Your song and where you're trying to take your audience, forget all that. As you know, I can get off a bit when I want to. Go to YouTube, watch me in Hyde Park, do the job. But it's not about that. And my record label here, John Dryland, is a fantastic label. And he suggested this. And I mean, the joke around town right now is I'm in London totally alone. I mean, alone. No band, no anything. I'm setting up my pedal board and I'm looking around like, where's Eric at? My tech, you know? But I'm loving it, man.
That's the way to do it. And
I love it.
also we are in Denmark Street, sort of just around the back of Denmark Street, in the alleyway here, and obviously it's known for its musical heritage and its guitar. So have you been window shopping today?
You're going to get me in trouble because next door, I don't know the name of the store, but I'm going to try to forget it. But they have, you know, I play exclusive Marshall gear.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Jim Marshall. I love you, man.
Yeah, possible.
Yeah. But I went next door and they had a limited Marshall 1 watt amp. 1 watt, ladies and gentlemen. That sounded amazing. You know, that it was like fire trying not to get my credit card out. You know? But yes, I've been here before. I told you. John, could you help me? Could you help me? Yeah. But again, Bill Wyman to the rescue. He knows everything about everything. And he says, you know, Micki, you know, that's where it started.
Exactly. Yeah. All around here,
Yeah, and you know, you can tell. It's just got that old school flavor. I love it. I love it, you know. I mean, everybody was freaking out because, dude, you're playing the 12 o'clock club. And I'm like, yeah, man, I'm excited as shit. What's a little different from Hyde Park that we're saying? I go, yeah, that's the idea.
Exactly, so you're right here at the birth of the music scene of the swinging 60s here.
And I love it. I couldn't be happier, man. I mean, real musicians like me now, I mean, forget all the hoopla and shit, man. I just want to play.
Excellent.
You know?
And you mentioned earlier, like, you were discovered by Gene Simmons at Kiss.
Yeah.
How did that come about?
I was 17 or 18 years old in a band in the Midwest. My manager happened to be the promoter of the concerts. You're gonna love this audience. Kiss, REO Speedwagon, Rush, Ted Nugent, and Mickey Free.
And they were the biggest names in the States at the time.
The biggest.
Yeah.
Kiss were huge.
Yeah.
Gene Simmons, I'm doing a sound check. Gene Simmons walks out, his boots up to here, and looks at me and goes, "You're a star."
So he was in full makeup at the time?
Full makeup, and I'll never forget the boots he had on. The platforms with the dollar signs. Yeah. And so I know it's a crazy story, right? And he sees me and he goes, "If you're ever in LA, look me up." That's it. I went to LA, knock on the door in SIR. I peek in, it's Gene Simmons with Diana Ross. The rest is history.
Amazing. And obviously, I think he was dating Diana Ross at the time.
And he was.
And I believe she later managed you.
Yes, she managed me for 3 years and she signed me to her label personally.
Fantastic.
I was lost in the shuffle because all Diana wanted to do was like, "Hello, Micki," you know what I mean? And I'm playing on stage, like trying my best to be like a rock star. No lie, Gene Simmons is running the sound. Okay, for my band. John Brandt from Cheap Trick is on bass. Remember? Before Cheap Trick, Johnny's on bass. I look out in the audience. I'll never forget this. The curtain goes up. I'm rock. I've got my best rock stance down, right? Curtain comes out, and it's all gay guys. You see Diana? All bloody gay. To see Diana, of course.
Of course, yeah.
So, and Simmons is. We had just finished the sound check, and Simmons is in the front row, and he looks at me, because my mouth was like this. Simmons looks at me and goes, and I knew what he meant, so I'm like, "Oh yeah, hey, how are you?" Nevertheless, we smoked it, had an outstanding show, and it was good.
And you played with like various artists over the years. Is there anyone you played with that we don't know about? Like secret sessions you've done?
The problem with that is probably because during the 80s is when me and you were young, when we were young, right? The Sunset Strip was buzzing. I'd be at Sunset Sound jamming with Prince, Sheila E., Morris Day, Jesse Johnson. You know, Kiss would walk in, Gene would walk in, the Eagles would walk in, Janet Jackson. I mean, I played on Janet's first record. Yeah. I mean, there's probably some I missed, but who really gives a shit? You know, I mean, I'm one of those lucky guys that are still around, still doing what I like, making records on my terms. I just make the records, I give it to Cargo, John Dryland.
And is there anyone else out there you wish to play with? Is anyone yet not quite yet nailed down?
You know what? There's really not. You know, I mean, as after Bill Wyman and Billy Gibbons. You know, and then I had a meeting with Joe Perry maybe 4 or 5 months ago, and Joe and Billy Perry said to me, "We love your American Horse record." Wounded Knee, Joe Perry's favorite record. Joe told me, he goes, "Bro, I love your sound." Joe Perry.
And it must be the hard to talk about this interview up. It's you like from Cherokee and Comanche descent. And you raised that. You sort of play North American flute music. Tell us a little bit more exactly what that is.
You know what? For a while there, as we know, grunge sort of slid in the 90s, and as far as I'm concerned, fucked up rock and roll.
Yeah.
Right? So I said, you know, I'm a little disillusioned. So I decided to go back to my roots and play Native American flute music.
Yeah.
Never played it in my life.
Yeah.
Picked it up, could play it, and by the way, boys and girls, not school, can't play shit but won a Grammy.
Yeah.
Okay? That's how I learned how to play flute. Made 3 flute CDs and they won awards as well.
Fantastic.
Yeah, one of those lucky guys.
Yeah. Excellent. Well, Micki's been fantastic talking to you.
Man.
I could sit here and talk all day, but it's a bit chilly out
You
here.
don't have enough time. But you're going to see the set, right?
Of course, oh yes, we're hanging out tonight. The album's called Tattoo Burn. Check it out. It's fantastic.
Thank you so much. All right, man.
Thank you very much. Pleasure talking to you.
Yeah.
Fantastic.